Stacey Williams, a former Sports Illustrated model who dated Epstein in the early 90s, has spent time with both Epstein and Donald Trump.
Second he was in front of me, he pulled me into him. The hands started moving, and they were on the, on the side of my breast to my butt, and sorry.
I was 16.
I was 16.
I started going to him when I was like 14 turning 15.
It was just one sentence, one tweet, 13 words. Elon Musk says Trump's name is in the Epstein files. That was all it took. Within minutes, the internet exploded. Within hours, the story took over newsrooms. And within days, it was clear. Something big was happening. This wasn't another recycled conspiracy. It wasn't a shadowy Reddit thread or clickbait headline. It came from one of the most powerful men in tech, and it pointed directly at the most controversial figure in modern American politics, Donald Trump. For years, people have asked questions about Epstein. Who helped him? Who protected him? And who shared in his crimes? Now, in 2025, with a US election looming, those questions are back, and they're pointed straight at the man who wants to return to the White House. Today, we're diving deep into the Trump-Epstein files, the real timeline, the newly surfaced documents, and why this could be the biggest scandal Trump has ever faced. This isn't just a political story. It's a story about power, privilege, and secrecy, and what happens when the truth threatens to escape. Let's begin. To understand the storm we're in today, we need to go back to the calm before it. The late 1980s. That's when Donald Trump first crossed paths with Jeffrey Epstein. At the time, Trump was a real estate mogul making headlines with gold-plated towers and high-profile divorces. Epstein was a mysterious financier with no clear origin story, but with powerful friends in Wall Street, science, and politics. The two men moved in the same social circles, the world of ultra-rich New York elites. They attended the same galas, hosted the same parties, knew the same people. In 2002, Trump gave a quote to New York Magazine that would come back to haunt him. "I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with. It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side." At the time, it seemed like another casual comment from a billionaire playboy. But in hindsight, it raised serious red flags. Photographs soon surfaced, Trump and Epstein laughing together at Mar-a-Lago. Videos appeared, both men partying with young models. Witnesses emerged, people who claimed they saw Trump and Epstein interacting behind closed doors. But then, everything changed. In 2005, Epstein was accused of sexually abusing dozens of underage girls. The public narrative began to shift, and so did Trump's stance. As Epstein's legal troubles deepened, Trump began to distance himself. He told reporters that he had banned Epstein from Mar-a-Lago. He claimed they hadn't spoken in years. He even said, "I was never a fan of Jeffrey Epstein." That line became a staple of Trump's defense. But documents and photos told a more complicated story. Flight logs didn't show Trump flying on Epstein's infamous jet, known as the Lolita Express, but they did show overlapping guests. Court filings mentioned Trump's name, not as a criminal, but as someone in Epstein's orbit. And then came the civil suits. In 2016, a woman using the pseudonym Jane Doe accused both Epstein and Trump of assault at a Manhattan party in 1994, when she was just 13 years old. The case was filed, then mysteriously withdrawn. No charges were filed. Trump denied all allegations. The media, already focused on Trump's campaign for president, briefly touched the story, but it never stuck, until now. In May 2025, Elon Musk tweeted a bombshell. The DOJ Epstein files name Trump. The public deserves the truth. That single sentence reignited a firestorm. Journalists, lawyers, and activists started digging. Was Musk bluffing, or did he know something we didn't? Days later, the Wall Street Journal broke a major story. They had obtained a handwritten birthday letter allegedly sent by Trump to Epstein in 2003. According to sources, the letter wasn't just a friendly note. It was bawdy, possibly inappropriate, and it included what appeared to be Trump's real signature. Suddenly, Trump's denials didn't sound so solid. He responded with fury, called the letter a forgery, blamed the media for targeting him, and then he sued. Donald Trump filed a $10 billion defamation lawsuit against the Wall Street Journal, its reporters, and media mogul Rupert Murdoch. His claim? That the letter was fake, that his reputation had been damaged, and that the timing, just months before the 2025 election, was no coincidence. But the lawsuit raised more questions than it answered. If the letter was fake, why not release the original? If it wasn't, why escalate the fight in public? And if Trump had truly distanced himself from Epstein, why did this letter exist at all? For years, Trump's base had viewed the Epstein scandal as something Trump would eventually expose. He was the outsider, the one who would drain the swamp, the man who said he'd unseal the Epstein files if elected. But now, as those very files threaten to name him, Trump's tone has changed. Instead of calling for transparency, he's pushing for secrecy. Instead of exposing names, he's suing the press. And instead of answering questions, he's dodging them. Conservative influencers, even some who supported him for years, began to question his silence. Commentators on right-wing platforms like Rumble and Truth Social asked, if Trump has nothing to hide, why not let us see the files? Is he protecting the system or himself? Let's clarify what we know and what we don't. Trump's name does not appear on the official flight logs of Epstein's plane. He has never been charged in relation to Epstein's trafficking network. He has publicly condemned Epstein and claims to have cut ties long ago. But Trump's name does appear in multiple depositions and civil filings, some sealed, some unsealed. Multiple witnesses have placed Trump and Epstein in the same rooms, sometimes in private settings. The 2003 letter, if proven real, would be the first documented personal communication between the two men during the height of Epstein's criminal activity. And then there are the DOJ files, sealed, confidential, untouchable. Despite pressure from the public, judges, and even members of Congress, the Department of Justice has refused to release the full Epstein investigation records. They claim it could compromise ongoing cases, violate grand jury protections, and put witnesses at risk. Critics say it's just an excuse to protect the powerful. For decades, Epstein moved freely through elite circles, rubbing shoulders with presidents, royalty, scientists, and billionaires. He built a system where money and influence shielded him from justice. And he didn't do it alone. Trump built his political brand by promising to fight that system, to expose it, to destroy it, to make America honest again. But now, when the truth is knocking at his own door, he's slamming it shut. If Trump is innocent, transparency clears his name. If he's guilty, even by association, then the public deserves to know. Was Trump more involved with Epstein than he admitted? Is the 2003 letter real? Why fight so hard to block documents that could clear his name? The answers, or the lack of them, may not just affect Trump's legacy. They could shape the future of American politics. Because at the heart of this story is something bigger than Trump or Epstein. It's the question we keep asking and never get answered. Who really holds power in America? And what are they willing to do to keep it? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more.